Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, a father takes his pain and uses it for a purpose. His journey just ahead.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
Well, I have 2 beautiful children, and I can't even imagine losing one of them. It's a pain that only someone who has lost a child can relate to. Joe Johnson certainly can relate to that. He's my next guest, and he lost his son, Ashton, and he's here to talk about an incredible scholarship program that you put together. Thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah. Well, first of all, tell us more about Ashton.
Ashton was 28 at the time that he passed, and he had served in the Army for just under 4 years and was well on his way to getting his pilot's license at the time that he passed.
And you have set up a Clouddancer Scholarship.
Yeah, so one of the things that he found out after he got out was that the VA and the GI Bill does not pay for professional pilot training, at least at the entry level, which is the private pilot certificate. So as a result, we're trying to bridge the gap between those benefits to the private pilot so that they can get their GI Bill and pay for the remainder of their professional flight training.
And they have an incredible website, and we found a video off of the website. Let's go ahead and roll that.
So the foundation is really geared towards honoring Ashton's legacy. Ashton had a lot of passions. One of those was to be a career professional pilot. And his dad was certainly instrumental in that. And I was proud to be on the periphery and be a mentor and help guide Ashton through that process. You know, he had a passion for many things, dance and flying for sure. This flying piece is a great way for us to honor his legacy by being that bridge towards a potential career as a professional pilot. The GI Bill is granted to all veterans that served with honor, and it's a great way to earn your private or your commercial and your instrument pilot licenses to be on that track to being a professional pilot. Unfortunately, you must have the prerequisite of a private pilot's license to be eligible for that. So the Ashton Johnson Foundation allows us to be that bridge to provide scholarships to those that have come out of the military and don't yet have the private pilot's license, but have the dream and the passion to be a professional pilot.
And I love the name Clouddancer. How did you come up with that?
Well, Ashton loved flying, of course, and he was a big dancer. And so we thought, well, what a more appropriate name than Clouddancer? A name that was used in a movie way back when I was just a child myself, but I thought that's a great name for a scholarship for someone who flies and dances as well.
I bet it doesn't get any easier to talk about, but I applaud you for having the courage to tell this story. We're going to pull up the page about Ashton off of the website, and as we scroll down the website, beautiful young man. Tell us more about his personality. Tell us more about Ashton.
Well, Ashton was certainly an adrenaline junkie. He loved animals. He loved sports. Just about anything that involved high energy, he was in for it, or up for it, I should say. And but it also led to a lot of trips to the emergency room and trauma and urgent care. So we got to know the nurses very well at the different hospitals where we lived at the time he was growing up. So.
Sure. And were you, before his death, were you aware of this problem in the marketplace in terms of like not being able to get access to?
I had no idea, actually. I thought that I, as an examiner in the flight schools, thought that when a student was there on his GI Bill, that it was paying for everything from the very beginning, and later only to find out that it did not when he chose to use his GI Bill as part of his flight training.
Okay, so you've had one gala and you're about to have another one?
That's correct. So we had a gala last year to raise money for the scholarship. Last year our goal was $50,000. We made over $62,000. This year our goal, we doubled it, was $100,000. And we're just $10,000 shy of that now, and we haven't even held the gala yet.
Okay, tell us about last year's gala.
So last year's gala was more of a black tie, veteran type gala. We wanted to honor his military service. So we had a 3-star general as one of our speakers at the gala. We had a number of diplomats and stuff there as well. So, and it was quite the experience. We had the red carpet, we had the paparazzi, and so as people entered, they felt like they were really walking the red carpet. They were movie stars type. You know?
Sure.
So we gave them the treatment, and it was an all-in event. So.
Mm-hmm. And you're selling tickets to the gala right now. We're going to go ahead and pull that page up and put it full screen. So it's October 14th, so we're just about a month away. And at the gala, they'll have a chance to bid on live and silent auctions.
That's correct. So we have a number of items that are going to be up for auction. Everything from weapons, replica weapons, as well as some authentic old Western weapons, a lot of Western wear as well. We have a custom boot maker who's coming out, setting up a boot stand to shine boots and take orders.
Cool.
We have a custom hat maker coming out. We also have some custom hats from American Hat Company coming out. And then we have a Clydesdale horse that's going to be on scene for photo opportunities as well.
That's awesome. Now, if Joe looks familiar to you, it's because he's something of a TV star. I want you to set up we're going to show some video of you on this television show. Tell us more about it.
So I was asked a number of years ago to appear on a YouTube channel called In the Hangar, or Taking Off, but the show is called In the Hangar. And as a result of that, the aviation world is a very small community, and so I started getting a lot of feedback that it was going well, and people began to recognize me as I traveled around the world. I would run into folks, and they would ask me, "Are you that guy on TV?" And it was quite interesting. So it kind of became a household joke, at one point in time, that I was the TV star inside the family. So it was fun. It's a lot, and I still do that to this day.
Well, and we found a very special clip. Let's go ahead and roll that.
So what I try to do is talk a little bit in between to give you guys time to walk up.
Young lady, state your name.
My name is Kaylee. I'm
Haley.
his daughter.
Okay.
Uh-oh, this question could be a
This could be a loaded question.
Yeah, it could be loaded. So Kaylee.
What is it like being a parent and a DPE?
Balancing.
Oh, that's a very good question. Okay, so, well, first of all, balancing parenting versus testing, evaluating, you oftentimes find yourself at home evaluating your children.
And sometimes they don't pass.
That's right, they don't pass.
And we got a discontinuance here in the kitchen. Your bedroom is a discontinuance.
Yeah.
And unsat, unfortunately.
Unsat, yeah. So, but that is a tough line to follow because oftentimes the DPE work does come home with you. And so what I find myself with Kaylee oftentimes is I've had a bad day. And what I mean by a bad day is I want everyone to pass, but that doesn't always happen. And so when I say a bad day, I've got one or two applicants that didn't make the grade. And so I feel bad for them. And so my mood's a little off. And then so often you come home and then they don't know this.
Right.
And so they take the brunt of that bad mood, if you will. So, but to answer the question, what's it like to be both a parent and a DP? It can be tough. It can be tough.
Well, you can tell how much your daughter loves you, and I know your son is smiling down from heaven. In the minute or so we have left, what would you like to say to the viewer?
Well, we certainly appreciate everyone's support that we get each year, and we invite everyone to attend. Tickets remaining, of course. And you can show your support in a number of ways. You don't just have to come to the gala as well. So any support, every support is absolutely appreciated. And this year we have a really nice gala going on. It's 300 people total. Nice. We're almost sold out. And we've got a lot of prominent people that are going to be there that are within the Western industry. So I think everyone's going to have a really good time this year.
Outstanding. Thank you so much for sharing your story. And again, Ashton sounds like an incredible young man.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, that's it for now. We're going to end with the website, which is clouddancerscholarship.org. The great Joe Johnson. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you.
You bet. That's it for now. We'll see you next time.